Welcome back to the Spooky Skeletons podcast. I'm your host, Caleb, and this is my co-host, Clint.
Hello.
Right. Slightly different location this time. Last time, we were somewhere else.
There was a gas explosion. The office blew up, so we don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it exploded.
So in the meantime, we are filming somewhere else.
We're filming somewhere else, and we've been getting pestered by traveling asphalt salesmen all day. Scammers. One pulled up at the driveway, and then we had the whole club roll out with AR-15s, and because he wanted to break in, and he almost scammed my wife. So we thought we were gonna have to somebody today.
But nay.
But alas, unfortunately not. I did call the police on him though.
You did.
The non-emergency line. To be fair, I said, beware, there is a guy going around threatening you if you don't pay cash for his dog shit asphalt that he's not actually going to deliver. It's a well-known scam. Don't fall for it. Instead, I don't know. Can you say that? Can you shoot somebody?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think that's good advice that you should be giving. Yeah, blur that advice.
Yeah. Call the non-emergency sheriff's line. Deny them. If they threaten you and they're trespassing, then you
can shoot them. Yeah.
Which he did.
Yeah.
He was a threatening man.
He threatened you?
He did. Yes. Yeah. He got fed up with me. He's fed up with me. I talked to you about this asphalt. I talked to you about it.
What's that? Behind us! These are my papers again!
So the viewers of the Spooky Skeletons podcast loved the previous episode we did on Cryptid Snallygaster.
Yes.
We learned a lot about the Snallygaster. Today's episode is from a fan on the Gump Club who told us about this creature, the Van Meter Visitor, which is a very, very obscure cryptid from the town of Van Meter, Iowa.
Yeah, I didn't know they had any lore there.
Me neither.
Stuff doesn't happen in Iowa.
I know, except for corn.
Yeah, that's about all they got is corn. I didn't know they had really anything.
Other than corn and, what does Iowa have? What's a single city or town aside from Van Meter?
Des Moines?
I couldn't think of one. I'm gonna be real with you, I couldn't think of a single one in Iowa. I've never met anybody from Iowa.
Yeah, they produce more corn in Iowa than the entire country of Mexico and the country of Canada combined.
That's so funny. That's such a fun fact.
Yeah.
In early October 1903, the tiny farming town of Van Meter, Iowa, was terrorized by a creature so bizarre it defied our very understanding of biology. Over 5 consecutive nights, at least 6 reputable citizens claimed to have encounters with an enormous winged beast which stood 9 feet tall. Reports describe a terrifying creature with bat-like wings, a parrot's beak, and 3-toed feet. With a stench so foul it could drop a grown man. You ever smelled anything so foul it could drop you?
I can't say I've ever been dropped by a smell.
Just
faint, fall right over.
Oh, that stinks.
I'm actually known for the opposite, for my ability to withstand foul stench.
Yeah, you don't have you got a good filter in your sniffer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You got a good filtered sniffer.
You ever think about what smell is?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Often.
Yeah.
It's just little tiny bits of what it is.
When you drive by a dead skunk on the road.
Mm-hmm. Skunk bits are in your head.
You got skunk in you now.
Yeah, skunk bits.
Yeah.
Skunk fucking bits.
Yeah. I don't like that. It's like the cartooning gas cloud that they use. That's real.
Yeah.
You just can't see it.
Like SpongeBob. When he's like, there's like super ultra close-ups when he's got his nose and the scent goes
up in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's legit.
Yeah.
The most interesting and perplexing detail of the creature, however, was the horn on its forehead, which could project a blinding beam of light similar to that of a searchlight. Multiple citizens would even empty their firearms into the creature, seemingly to zero effect. Us when we find an asphalt scammer. Just kidding, that's a joke. The creature, with its offspring, retreated into an abandoned coal mine that the townspeople sealed behind them. The story then vanished from public memory. Wait, what?
They have coal mines in Iowa?
Apparently.
There's coal there?
Is there coal in Iowa? I thought there was just corn I heard recently.
Yeah, that's all I know is corn.
Let me ask Grok. Just kidding, I'm gonna Google it. Is there corn not corn, not corn, coal.
Coal.
In Iowa. Iowa has significant coal deposits. This is still AI. You can't do anything without just having AI be like, yes, actually, and here's my sources. Whoa. Iowa holds 1.1 billion tons of recoverable coal reserves. Is that a lot? I feel like that might not be that much.
I'm not sure.
Because like if you just think about a big chunk of earth,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It is.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah. It sounds like a lot, but I don't know. How much does West Virginia have? Or Kentucky?
How much recoverable coal is in West Virginia? 1.8 billion.
Okay.
So not that much more. But still a lot.
Okay, yeah. So Iowa has a lot of corn.
coal.
And corn. But
Not 1.8 billion. 28.2 billion.
oh.
20 to 28 times more.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Iowa, that's not very much coal, but I guess they got it. Might as well mine it. I reckon. But
Their total reserves are 28.2 billion.
that's insane.
I could be just like misinterpreting the data though.
Yeah.
But it says recoverable for both. Anyways.
Yeah. It's a bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Anyways, the coal rabbit hole. That's the next video of Spooky Skeletons is on coal.
In Iowa.
Yes. Iowa coal reserves, 1.1 billion. The story then vanished from public memory for over a century before being resurrected by a 2013 book which would transform Van Meter's forgotten monster into a cultural phenomenon, complete with its own dedicated annual festival. People love throwing cryptid festivals. That's like a legit common thing.
It's not really a cryptid festival, but there was that big alien encounter.
That's right.
And ever since then, there's a yearly festival.
Is there still?
Yeah.
We got to go there.
I went.
Did you?
I went by it. It didn't look like much.
Yeah, it can't be.
Yeah. It was like a couple food trucks and a single van with big TV on the side of it. About maybe 15 people.
That's awesome. Sounds loving and warm. Sounds like a loving and warm environment.
It does.
I was there that night.
Yeah?
The aliens came.
You witnessed it.
Yeah. When the aliens invaded Stephenville, I was there, and I didn't see the lights or anything like that. I have a memory of it that I did see it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember clear enough to distinctly and explicitly say that I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to claim it. But I do remember seeing lights in the sky, and my mom being like, "There's aliens! There's fucking aliens!"
So your mom saw them. So she says.
So that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Let me call her.
There's a Bigfoot festival in East Tennessee that I used to go to all the time.
It's pretty cool. Is Bigfoot ever there?
Oh yeah.
He shows up every year?
They get a lot of like the Bigfoot hunters to come out and have booths.
Mm-hmm.
And so like a lot of TV people are there. It's that guy, the aliens guy, the crazy hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
George Tsoukalos.
He was there last time I went. I met him.
I didn't know he was involved in the Bigfoot scene.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What you doing?
Just got home.
Is that right? I have a important memory to ask you to recall.
Oh, God, what?
Do you remember the day the Earth stood still?
American Pie?
No, what? No, when the aliens came in Stephenville. Remember that?
Oh, yes, I do.
Did you see it?
We were there. We wore tinfoil hats and stuff.
Oh.
We tried to see it. We were out back looking for it. We saw lights and stuff, but I don't know what was real and what was not.
Exactly. That is my memory as well. Okay.
Yeah, we stood out back.
Y'all put on tinfoil hats?
Yeah.
How did you know that they were here?
How did you know about the aliens being here?
Was there Facebook back then? There was Facebook back then, and everybody was talking about them.
Well, yeah, because, wait, hold on. When did your alien...
And then that guy it was a big thing because that constable, he really saw him. I think he was semi-abducted or something.
Really?
Something.
Interesting. We'll have to do a video about that. Well, I'm recording a video right now, and it happened in January 2008, and that's post Facebook, so
Yeah.
that's legal. That's a legal age for Facebook.
I still have my shirt.
Your alien shirt?
Yeah.
What?
The Stephenville alien shirt. Oh, yeah, I still have it.
That's awesome. All right, well,
Send me a picture of it.
yeah, send me a picture of it. I'll have to put it. We're recording a video right now. There you go.
Yeah.
So my memory was pretty much correct.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. I was 12 years old.
It's weird that there was like a preemptive, like, oh, we're gonna go look for aliens. Let's put on our tinfoil hats.
Like in Signs.
Yeah.
This is a story that now finds itself at a crossroads of American folklore. It is an example of how small-town mythology and early 20th century journalism cement themselves into modern cryptid culture. This video is about the Van Meter visitor. For some context about the town where these events would play out, we need to understand Van Meter, Iowa. Van Meter was a close-knit rural community in Dallas County, roughly 20 miles west of Des Moines. Before it was a town, it was just a camp. Really? One set up by the Stump brothers after they traveled west down the Raccoon River. This sounds all made up.
It does.
Initially named Tracy, though some preferred to call it Lick Skillet, when a passing train engineer called it that after witnessing an early settler cleaning his skillet with his tongue behind his cabin. The old times were larger than life. I love that. The olden days,
Yeah.
they just
Oh,
head
Lick
on down
Skillet.
there to Poon River, out there in the Raccoon bit. You know why we call it Raccoon bit?
Because I saw a raccoon there.
And he
I
bit,
named it that.
He bit somebody.
Yep.
He bit you on your toots.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. You went right into character. That was good. 1800s Clint. It would go on to become Van Meter after Jacob Rhodes. Van Meter constructed a flour mill in 1867. Also, back in them days, all you had to do was just build something.
Yeah.
And then it's just named after you.
Absolutely.
You just do something.
Yeah.
You just build something, and then it's just like, all right, the whole town's after you now for hundreds of years. When am I going to get Oompaville? One of these fucking days. I
Someday.
got 6
We're
million
working on it.
followers.
Oompa Road.
Huh?
Oompa Road.
Oompa Road. No, because then all the fucking asphalt scammers will come and fucking try to scam me. They'll know. Fuck. Van Meter opened its first coal mine in 1878, and when the railroad came, it developed into a proper mining town and vital shipping hub due to its position on the river. In just 11 years, the population had ballooned to roughly 1,000 to 1,400 people, and the mine shaft had expanded to 257 feet deep. That doesn't seem that deep. Eventually, however, the mine would encounter unless you're going straight down.
Yeah.
Then that's deep.
If it's 257 feet long, that's not that far. But if it's 257 feet into the earth,
Yeah.
straight down,
That's scary.
that is, yeah. That also seems unnecessary for us to know.
Yeah. Oh wait, it is
Okay.
relevant. Eventually, however, the mine would encounter problems. Cost of production and inability to find willing miners, following the owner's refusal to recognize a union, caused it to eventually close. By 1903, the local economy had gradually been transitioning towards brick making. I really wanted to say brick maxing. Clay was harvested from the old mine shafts and created a whole new revenue stream from work that had already been done. Essentially, Van Meter was a quiet place where not many people lived and not much happened. Then, something did happen. 5 nights of terror at Van Meter. Beginning on the night of Monday, September 29th, 1903, and escalating over the next several nights, citizens of Van Meter would encounter something inhuman prowling the rooftops of their peaceful town. On the night of September 29th, at approximately 1 a.m., U.G. Griffith, an implement dealer who sold farm equipment, was returning home late when he spotted what appeared to be a brilliant electric searchlight perched on top of the Mather and Grigg building on Main Street. What do you think he said?
Oh!
As Griffith approached, the light reportedly, to quote,
Sailed across to another building.
it would have been an impossible leap for any human, and then it vanished. And when Griffith tried to share his story the next day, he wasn't believed. Aww. One person spotting something completely unfathomable can be dismissed by delirium, blamed on alcohol, or simple attention seeking. But the following night would reshape the way Griffith's tale was viewed. The night of September 30th, the town physician, Dr. A.C. Alcott, who slept in the back room of his office on the principal street, was awakened when a bright light shone on him through his window. This happened to me. The blue light in the White House. Remember? I've talked about that. That blue light that woke me up?
Tell us more.
The Van Meter visitor got me. I was sleeping one night. That was back when Frankie used to sleep under my covers.
Uh-huh.
It's just me and Frankie. And this was Petey. Petey was there too.
Yeah.
But I think she slept in her kennel because she was a little shitty at the time.
Yeah.
She shit a lot. And it was just me and Frankie, just how noisy she is and everything. And one night I woke up to a bright blue light shining in those plantation blinds, the shutters. And they have like that, the angle. You face them up and it blocks out sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
And then down the sun shines through.
Yep.
They were down so the light can come in during the morning.
Yep.
to wake me up. And it was like a bright blue light shining directly down into my window.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 a.m. And there's nothing back there. There's no cars.
Yeah, no.
That could really do that. And I don't know what it was. And I don't know if I was, the rational explanation for it for me is I was dreaming about that happening. And I woke up, and in that like wake up, it was like a flash almost.
Yeah.
That's what in my mind, it seems more rational to believe that. But I went outside.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I have no idea what just happened. I'm delirious right now. And I didn't seek attention, nor was I drunk. So it had to have been a delirium. Anyways, my mom sent a picture of the shirt.
She literally has...
She has the Stephenville invasion shirt.
Yeah.
We'll have to have maybe we can find the constable and interview him or something. Get him to come out. Maybe
That'd
he can
be
pour some
awesome.
asphalt for us. I'm never going to let that go. Yeah, no aliens, nothing like that. That one night with Wyatt, we saw that weird light, but that could just be an aircraft.
Yeah, I think that was just a plane's light, and it just came over the mountain weird, so it looked like it was moving really fast. Yeah, not that I can think of. I can't think of any events like that.
I'm open-minded to it at this point. I would love something horrible to happen to me.
Yeah, I assume that it is.
That's real.
And therefore I think it never does.
I like that. Yeah, you have no resistance to it, and the way the human mind works, the more you resist an idea of something.
Yeah, I live like there's a demon in my home.
In spite of never having an experience, you live as if there is a negative presence.
Absolutely.
Assuming it was a potential burglar, the doctor grabbed his shotgun and stepped outside, only to come face to face with the creature Griffith had claimed to have witnessed the night before. The original newspaper account, reprinted in the St. Paul Globe on October 11th, 1903, described what he encountered.
A monster, seemingly half human and half beast, with great bat-like wings. A dazzling light that blinded him came from a blunt, horn-like protuberance in the middle of the animal's forehead, and it gave off a stupefying odor that almost overcame him.
Dude, that shit stank.
Terrible.
Damn. It almost overcame. Oh, shit. It's fucking shining with a light. This thing is just a damn annoyance.
Yeah.
Regular old annoyance. It's got a protuberance with light coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a fucking stink. We should add stench to our game.
How would we do that?
It can be something that can overcome you. Like if you have like stalls and stuff and you don't clean them,
Yeah.
they stink. And then we could also make the creatures have it. That's a terrible idea. I'm bad at game design.
Yeah.
Dr. Alcott fired at the monster, seemingly to no effect before fleeing into his office, where he then barred not only the doors, but also the windows. He reportedly remained in there in abject terror until morning. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the town doctor was so petrified by whatever he saw, even though he was armed with a shotgun, he cowered in his office until the sun came up. It's true terror. That happened to our fathers with the great white ape.
Yes.
They had shotguns
Under the table.
Exactly. Under the table in the at the farmhouse, or the grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And the great white ape peeked in the window. That's terrifying.
That is.
I wonder if it was a great white ape or an asphalt scammer.
I would bet more on it being a asphalt scammer.
They're very pushy.
Yes.
They're very pushy.
And they'll look in your windows like that.
Hey, I got some asphalt here you ordered. I'm 11. A town of this size, everybody knows everybody. Word at this point was likely traveling through the town like wildfire. After all, Dr. Alcott had fired a shotgun in the heart of it. Whether people chose to believe or were skeptical, after 2 consistent nights of people not only sighting but firing at a monster in what was essentially the closest thing Van Meter had to a downtown, it certainly would have been making waves in the small town of Van Meter. Peter Dunn was one such individual who had at the very least heard the rumor. He leaned in the direction of being skeptical of the allegation that this was a monster terrorizing the town. More likely, these were burglars, as Dr. Alcott had first suspected before seeing it with his own eyes. Dunn was the cashier of the only bank in Van Meter, and worried that these criminals were harassing local establishments, it was only a matter of time before they set their eyes on the bank. The night of October 1st, the third night, Dunn loaded his repeating shotgun with shells filled with buckshot and hunkered down for the night, ready to protect the bank from the would-be bank robbers. At 2 a.m. that night, he was suddenly blinded by an intense light coming through the window. What Dunn saw outside was not a bank robber. He fired his shotgun through the window, shattering the plate glass and tearing the sash, but the monster he had shot at vanished. The next morning, the prints of giant three-toed feet were discovered in the ground outside the window through which Dunn had fired at his late-night visitor. Plaster casts were reportedly even made of these prints. Those casts, however, seemed to have disappeared to time. Of course. Who the fuck would get rid of those things? I guess, okay, so they're in someone's fucking closet or whatever, you inherit it, like, what's this fucking okay? Oh, he was a prankster, my grandpappy.
Yeah.
If I saw anything in any, I've imagined moments like that, where you inherit some stuff. Somebody old dies.
Yeah.
And you don't really know a lot about them.
Yep.
But you're about to learn about them, because you get to look through all their shit. And you get to root around in their memories.
Yeah.
If I found a fucking plaster cast of a three-toed giant thing, the last thing I would do is get rid of it.
Absolutely.
I would capitalize it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe somebody out there has it.
True.
If you have the feet casting of the
Whatever.
Van Horn visitor, please contact the show.
Van Meter.
What did I say?
Van Horn.
That's from Red Dead Redemption.
That's all I keep thinking of. It's
yeah.
funny. It's all I keep thinking of.
Yep.
When you said Van Horn, I was like, we're talking about Van Horn, right? And then I was like, no, this isn't Van Horn. What is this? Van Horn visitor.
Damn it.
Shit, fuck.
It's got a good roll to it.
Van
Van
Horn?
Horn visitor.
Oh, dude. Van Meter visitor, Van Horn visitor, both sound good.
Yeah.
Both sound pretty as fuck. For 3 consecutive nights, residents of Van Meter, or Van Horn, arguably respectable residents, had been encountering something that they could not explain. And it wasn't over yet. On October 2nd, 1903, that was the 4th night in a row where the Van Meter visitor would make its presence known. Dr. O.V. White was the proprietor of a hardware and furniture store in Van Meter. He was also supposedly a renowned marksman. He lived above his shop on Main Street. The night of October 2nd, he was awakened by a metallic scraping sound. When he looked through his window, Dr. White saw that everybody's a fucking doctor. Dr. O.V. White.
Well, I think back then it was easy to become a doctor.
Yeah.
You just kind of say you are.
Yeah.
And therefore you are.
You go to a new town and you're like, what's your name?
Yeah.
Dr. Bob? What do you do? I'm a sharpshooter, marksman, world champion, horse guy?
Yeah, things that doctors do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just make shit up.
Yeah.
That's funny. You could just make shit up back then.
Yeah, well, fucking Doc Holliday.
Yeah, you're right.
Doctor?
But what about the scene where they speak Latin?
So?
I've never met a doctor that can speak Latin.
You're right. You're right. They have to learn like prefixes and shit.
Yeah.
Metabolism.
Doc Holliday was a dentist.
I love Doc Holliday. I want to watch Tombstone again. That's what we should watch in the theater. We should watch Tombstone.
You joining us, John?
Yeah, John, you joining us?
Movie in the theater, Tombstone?
When he looked through his window, Dr. White, Mr. White, saw the monster climbing down a telephone pole, using its beak like a parrot would to climb a tree. By clamping its beak around the width of the pole as an anchor to haul its body behind it. That would be scary to see something act like a parrot, a big creature.
Yeah.
Because parrots are freaky. They get the tongue.
Yeah, I don't like the way their tongue moves.
You know what? I've gotten a massive appreciation for lizards recently.
Yeah?
They're aliens. They're fucking aliens. Yeah. We got that panther chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
Ham.
Yeah.
Ham is amazing. It's sad that ham doesn't. It's sad that they don't. Reptiles don't have like a level of social cognition. Most don't.
Yeah.
Monitors, arguable. They might. But they're giant, they're like 20 pounds. Some of them are smaller, but it's sad because it's this little fucking little alien creature.
Yeah.
That
little clamp hands.
Yeah. And I put my hand out and it tries to climb on me, and it's just because it thinks I'm a tree. I wanted to do that because it knows Caleb.
Yeah.
But there's some evidence that panther chameleons can differentiate people. They know who's who.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. They know this tree is different from that tree.
Yeah. Honestly, though, that's the bottom of the barrel in terms of behavior and cognition. That's pretty fucking
not
dumb.
much.
Yeah. No, that's really stupid. Frankie's like Dr. White.
Compared to a chameleon, yeah.
And the chameleon's like the Van Meter visitor. But wait, we'll see how that ages. On the ground, Dr. White watched it travel in leaps, similar to a kangaroo, as its wings assisted its wide arc. Putting his marksman skills to the test, Dr. White reportedly fired at the monster and even believed he wounded it. The shot was followed by an overpowering odor. It shit itself. Reporting here is somewhat contested. The St. Paul Globe article from October 11th, 1903 claims that it gave off no light at this point, but retellings of the last few years allege that following his shot, alongside the odor, Dr. White was then blasted with the glaring light. What's not conflicted in these various reports, separated by more than 100 years, is that the sound of Dr. White's shot awoke Sidney Gregg, who, drawn by the gunfire, witnessed the creature too. So then we have corroboration. So we have 4 nights of corroboration over different people, and then a night of 2 people unrelated corroborating.
Yeah. Interesting.
So far, this is a lot more convincing than the Snallygaster.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Because that was just a bunch of racists.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we've never heard of this one. Because it's real.
That's actually pretty, that makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, it's like less, there's a lot of stuff around Bigfoot and all that, all the other, your like mainstay cryptids, and it makes it seem like they're less real.
Because everybody's like, it's a cryptid. Let's make a bunch of money off of trying to find it.
Yep. There's not people making money off the Van Meter visitor.
Exactly. And it's fucking protuberance.
Yep.
That's scary.
This is also at a time, every time it mentions the light, these people haven't experienced light how we have.
That's a really good point.
We've experienced bright flashlights.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have not.
Yeah.
That's at best, point. They got like fucking those shitty little, they're using like Edison bulbs.
Yeah, little incandescent fucking fire starters.
Yeah.
There's fire in their lights.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's what the light is burning filament, which a lot of ours is as well. Yeah, to be fair. But we got diodes.
Yeah, these people have never experienced a surefire in its power.
A Viper.
Yeah.
And they certainly have never experienced IR mode through the NVGs.
Yeah.
That'll blow somebody's mind.
Yeah, so getting just like blasted with a light like that would be insane.
Mm-hmm. That would be crazy. I want it to happen to me now. Reports on what Greg saw slightly differ as well. Some retelling to the story suggests that Greg also saw the Van Meter visitor descend the telephone pole in a manner similar to a parrot, then leap like a kangaroo, meaning Dr. White would have fired while the creature was still on the telephone pole. But the article shared in the St. Paul Globe from October 11th, 1903 states that Greg arrived in time to see the monster fly away. The climax would come on the 5th night, the night of October the 3rd, 1903. Shortly after midnight, the foreman of the brick plant, which was located close to the abandoned coal mine on the edge of town, a man named J.L. Platt Jr., was drawn to the mine by horrific sounds. What were those sounds, Clint? That is horrific. Dude, if I was walking and I heard an old abandoned mine, and I heard that
come out of it,
oh!
Yeah, you're scared.
I'm scared shitless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fucking get sharpshooter Dr. White to come with me because I'm scared as fuck. An article from the Des Moines Daily News reported the sound as though Satan and a regiment of imps were coming forth for battle. That is honestly pretty close. You get 100 of them things.
Oh, yeah.
Going at once, slightly varying pitches.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. That was a great sound. The foreman witnessed what would emerge from that cave. The creature that had spent the better part of a week terrorizing his community emerged. This time it was not alone. A smaller one was with it, perhaps a mate. Perhaps they had been fucking, hence the stink. Or an offspring. It could have been its child. Both flew into the darkness, leaving just their distinct smell to fill the place where they had been. Where they flew off to that night, we don't know. But we know when they came back. Platt organized a group of volunteers, a posse of armed townsmen which took up positions around the mine entrance. The men waited for hours through the night until just before morning. With daylight approaching, the creatures returned. The armed group reportedly opened fire on the pair with rifles and shotguns. You want to read that?
Before I do, that would be awesome.
That would be so sick. Just, ready, fellas?
Being part of a posse would be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And you see, all of us here.
We're up at the abandoned mine.
Yeah.
And we have our guns, and we see a damn beast walk out of it, and we just give it all we got.
Yeah, that would be so sick. And it not only is it at the mine and the sound of Satan and his army of imps is just coming from it. And then out comes the fucking two just beasts, two visitors with their bright protuberances. And we just start laying into them. Michael's got his fucking, his AR. Clint's got his AR. We're literally in the background over there. I've got my my effing reflex over there. John's got his Benelli. And then my wife's got her Montefeltro. She's only got 3 shots though.
Yeah.
Which sucks. It's, well, it's probably better than what these folk had.
Yeah, true.
The reception they received would have sunk the Spanish fleet. But aside from unearthly noise and peculiar old odor, they did not seem to mind it, but slowly descended the shaft of the old mine.
The townspeople then resorted to sealing the mouth of the mine. If these creatures couldn't escape the mine, then they wouldn't be able to terrorize the townspeople. I love that phrase. Terrorize the townspeople. When I go out at night, that's what I'm doing.
You're terrorizing the townspeople?
Exactly.
I like townsfolk.
Townsfolk, terrorizing the townsfolk. That's better. You're right. They did just that, and the Van Meter visitor was never seen again. The entire story traces to a single article published on October 4th, 1903 in the Des Moines Daily News. The author was H. Phillips, who was not a journalist, but the postmaster of Van Meter. While Phillips had named 6 prominent citizens as witnesses, none of them had provided direct quotes in the original article, yet the story was picked up and reprinted across the country. The St. Paul Globe rewrote the story for their October 11th issue under the headline, "A winged monster! Creature emitting a dazzling light, terrifies Hawkeyes." Such like a fucking dumb...
That was perfect.
And more followed, but it seemed the reception from citizens of Van Meter was less than appreciative. Newspaper articles following the alleged encounters with the Van Meter visitor offer a more skeptical perspective on what transpired in this small town. No! One titled, "Van Meter Visitor Mystery is Not Yet Solved," states the report by Phillips was much exaggerated, instead asking, "Is it a robber or a joker?" Another titled, "Van Meter Hot Under the Collar," suggests that the town had been maligned by ghost stories. What are you doing? Terrorizing the townspeople and maligning the locals? With letters from townspeople stating that they felt highly indignant over the story circulated around the nation. If you fucking said, how do you feel about this happening? Nobody in 2026 would ever say highly indignant. They'd say, I don't feel good about it. I post on social media about it.
Yeah.
People said highly indignant.
I can't imagine
Ever saying that.
That's like, they must have been smart back then.
Maybe they were all doctors.
That is a doctor word for sure. Indignant means, for us idiot fucking dumbasses, indignant means feeling anger, annoyed, or outrage due to something perceived as unfair, unjust, or unworthy. I always remember what indignant means by imagining that is what a child,
Yeah.
an indignant child. I was often an indignant child.
I think it's really funny. I didn't read the next sentence. I had no idea that the next sentence was going to be just the definition of the word we brought up.
Because we're so dumb.
Yeah.
The people of Van Meter were upset that the stories were painting the entire town as if it was haunted, giving it an unenviable reputation. What an odd word. I've never read that word. Reported criticisms from other papers included rebuttals such as,
It is very apparent on the face of every sane person that this is a pure fabrication. But to the residents of the town here, it is the height of foolishness. It seems as though the corporation manufactured this story from an incident or two and sent it into the news.
interesting. The corporation's behind the maligning of the civilians of the townspeople being
It's always the
terrorized.
corporations, dude.
It is, dude, even in the 1800s. And also,
An easier and far better explanation is that the little town of Van Meter, Iowa, there's a wooden-headed, copper-bottomed, double-riveted liar.
wooden-headed, copper-bottomed, double-riveted liar. You son of a bitch.
That's something you could call people.
I'm gonna start calling people that.
Wooden-headed, copper-bottomed, double-riveted liar.
Wow. No alternative theory, even ones far more rational, are verifiable. The town did experience several days of strange lights and unexplained noises. Bank cashier Peter Dunn really did blow out the bank window with a shotgun blast, and postmaster/amateur journalist Harry H. Phillips, who reported the story, is criticized because despite naming citizens who bore witness to the Van Meter visitor, he never directly quotes them. In my story, I'll say that you saw the creature and shot it, and then you... Despite our efforts, we also couldn't find direct quotes from U.G. Griffith, Dr. A.C. Alcott, Peter Dunn, O.V. White, Sidney Gregg, J.L. Platt Jr., or any of the Posse Platt organized saying they hadn't seen what Phillips had reported. Interesting. What I did find was a photo of the 1901 Bachelors of Van Meter, which included several of those men who claimed to encounter the creature as well as Harry H. Phillips. That's really interesting. That's like when you go down to Dublin, if you go down to the Blue, or if you go to Heiko,
the Blue Star or whatever it's called.
The ancient history part.
Yep.
There's the picture of all those people standing there in the town. It's like the whole town would gather for a photo.
Yep.
And they're all just like, time seems so dark. I imagine, and then it makes sense though. You ask one of them people getting a photo taken of them, what do you think about this? I'm indignant over it. I'm quite indignant over it. Griffith was the first one to report seeing the Van Meter visitor. O.V. White shot at it and even believed he'd wounded it. And on the night, it was seen climbing the telephone pole and leaping like a kangaroo. Sidney Gregg was the man who'd been awoken by White's shot and watched it take flight. Harry H. Phillips reported on the whole thing. One photo of those 4 individuals together doesn't mean they conspired or were even friendly with each other, because people just fucking took photos with each other back in those times, it seemed like. The photo we have does not include Dunn, who shot out the bank window, of course. Something definitely happened. Whether that thing was mundane or extraordinary is the question that keeps the Van Meter visitor prevalent in cryptid culture today. The craziest thing, however, is that for over a century, the story of the Van Meter visitor vanished, surviving only in the oral tellings within Van Meter families until 2013. The Van Meter visitor, a true and mysterious encounter with the unknown, was published by paranormal researchers and investigators Chad Lewis, Noah Voss, and Kevin Lee Nelson on May 1st, 2013, nearly 110 years after the encounters with the alleged creature. Kevin Lee Nelson is a man who travels throughout America hunting legends and documenting vanishing folklore, following an upbringing filled with tales of Northwoods monsters. Chad Lewis has investigated sites around the world, from the vampires of Transylvania to searching for ghosts in Ireland's haunted castles. Noah Voss develops equipment used during paranormal investigations and sells it online. These 3 fucking goobers came together for an investigation into the Van Meter visitor. I added that in there. Sorry. They do seem like goobers though.
They do.
In a good way.
Chad Lewis probably knows a thing or two about selling asphalt. Transylvania and Ireland.
That is very funny. The lore of asphalt scamming goes back to Irish travelers.
Yes.
Yes, Irish travelers, because you have to be very careful with the wording you use.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that is a long-standing Irish traveler tradition, the asphalt scam. Yes. We were almost victims of it today. My wife was. Yeah, I wasn't.
Thwarted by
Yes.
you.
Yes, yes. Their book is 200 pages long and documents the findings of the 3 authors following their visit to Van Meter, during which they spoke with locals who shared the story as it was passed down through generations, and even went to the mine where the visitor supposedly still remains trapped. Nelson didn't even expect to find anything compelling, and if anything, they'd be able to prove that it was a hoax. But after poring over the archives of the Van Meter Public Library with the help of the library's director, Jolena Walker, he and the other authors were left just as confused as the town's residents had been back in 1903.
I can honestly say that after poring over countless records, interviewing residents, unearthing local history, and touring the sites of the original encounters, I am still as puzzled today as the people of Van Meter were back in 1903.
That's a quote. That's basically what I just read.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny.
When I first began researching this case, I was convinced that it would turn out to be nothing more than some sort of twisted hoax. Yet, as I made my way through months of research, the idea of the monster being some sort of prank or joke quickly eroded away.
The story falls in a very perplexing gray area. It's preposterous that something like that, what was described, could exist. Fueling skeptics, but the fact that several residents opened fire with shotguns and rifles fuels believers like me and Clint. We're full-on believers. So what could it have been? What do you think it was?
I think it's the Van Meter visitor. That's what I think it is. I think it's real. I think it's a little guy that lives down in the cave, and then they locked him in.
The strongest argument against all of this is simple. They made it up. That is literally totally plausible.
Yeah.
Harry H. Phillips was a postmaster, not a journalist. He named witnesses but never quoted a single one of them directly, and when his story spread across the country, the people of Van Meter were indignant. Citizens wrote letters calling it pure fabrication. Another paper cut to the chase somewhere in Van Meter, Iowa, they wrote, "There is
a wooden-headed, copper-bottomed, double-riveted liar."
And it wouldn't have been the first time. The late 1800s and early 1900s were practically a golden age of monster hoaxes in American newspapers. Flying dragons terrorized Texas in 1873. Dude, that and the Comanche. Flying crocodiles spotted over California. A pterodactyl shot down outside Tombstone, Arizona in 1890. And the entire Great Airship Mystery of 1896 and 1897, where people across the country swore they saw massive glowing craft drifting overhead.
Did they know what pterodactyls were in 1890?
Or as I call them, pterodactyls. Also, there was a snallygaster, but we know that was made up. Papers printed all of it, and papers sold because of it. Bullshit. The modern day equivalent of this would be the Scherer family on YouTube making countless videos about their pond monster. That's a reference right there. A separate possible explanation that may offer insight into what happened is that this was an example of mass hysteria. Something strange was happening those 5 nights. Strange lights, unexplained sounds. Peter Dunn, the cashier of the Van Meter Bank, a man with a professional reputation to protect, actually blew out the bank's plate glass window with a shotgun blast. One person seeing something extraordinary, a great blue heron, startled, into the night sky, stranger carrying one of the new portable electric lights, fear doing the round. In a town of a few hundred people where everyone knows everyone's business, that kind of thing spreads fast. By night 3, every sound in the dark could have been something scary. Yeah, apparently the drawings of the Van Meter Visitor look a lot like pterosaurs and pterodactyls, which is pretty cool. They went extinct a long time ago, and obviously a lot of those creatures. There's also the Thunderbird. Have you ever heard about that?
Oh yeah.
Scary.
Big.
Big old bird.
Is that what it sounds like?
I think. Anyways, I feel like all this is nonsense at the end here.
Yeah.
The Van Meter Visitor Festival launched in 2013, the same year as the book by Luz Voss and Nelson was released. It became an annual festival held in late September, which is timed to the anniversary of the sightings. People love it. People love monsters, mysteries, cryptids.
Yeah.
What is your final thought on it?
My final thought, want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I think, this is like kind of peak dime novel era. More on the later end of it, but people just want fun, cool stuff to write about, and they want fun, cool stuff to happen to them. Like I said that I wish I could have been in that posse myself. So yeah, people want to do stuff, have stuff happen to them.
It's interesting because that same thing still exists now. There's lots of fiction.
Yes.
But there's an obvious clear line and like a social handshake where it's like, this is not real. Instead of me lying about a bunch of shit, I'm going to just make a fictitious world.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the olden times, people just lied.
Yeah. Post Lord of the Rings, we're just like okay with fantasy.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna fantasy fiction is gonna be over here, and we're gonna have that be its thing.
I mean, even Hubbard was a fucking sci-fi writer.
Yeah.
And he created a whole religion based on bullshit.
Yeah.
Of just fiction he was writing.
Yeah. Yeah. People like fun, cool, fake stuff.
You're right. That's accurate.
Yeah.
And if you want some fun, cool, real stuff, go to sour.gg. Buy some fucking candy. Hello, people of Grim Tart. You may have noticed that in March we missed our 4 beautiful new flavors. April is completely different. We have 4 new flavors, 3 new, entirely new gummy types made with real fruit. And I have the honor of unveiling them to you now. Sometimes we like to self-immolate. And guess what? Your taste buds are gonna self-immolate with this spicy mango Lil Guy. This is a pure mango. These are spicy, sour fruit gummies. Check this out. Ooh. Yep. This is the ad. I'm on fire right now. These are really good. This is my personal favorite of the month because I love strawberries. I'm a strawberry baby. Have you ever seen the pictures of those little babies with the strawberry hats on and they look like a big strawberry? That's me all the time. I love strawberries. Here we go. Ow. These are so good. It's just a really good sour fruit gummy. They smell like strawberries and fruit and happiness. And the covetous citizens of Grimtart. Hello, fellow cave dwellers. Look at these. Wow! They're incredible. I don't even know what else to say about this. This is a blackberry gummy with actual blackberry in it. Blackberry, very underrepresented in the candy world. Blue raspberry takes all the credit, but blackberries are incredible. And now we're bringing you genuine, real, delicious blackberries. They're sour. These are insanely good. I personally love blackberries. Hello! This is our classic mix with sunburst pineapple. Incredible flavor profile. I love pineapple. It is one of my favorite fruits. I am myself a bit of a pineapple. If you leave me on meat, I will digest it. Here they are. Pretty good. Pretty good looking. These are sour. All of this and more available in the April drop at sour.gg, plus 2 different flavors of Sour Ups and a completely reworked sour scale because 1 through 5 is too limiting for us. It's now 0 through 100, or 1 through 100. It can't be 0.
It could be 0.
It could be 0, I was just told. Go to sour.gg! And thank you for watching this episode of the Spooky Skeletons podcast. Comment down below what you want to see us cover in the next one. I think we're going to do the Stephenville.
The alien?
Yeah.
Think there's enough there?
I think there's probably enough there.
Okay.
We could do other ones.
Yeah.
Too, if there's not enough.
Some alien sightings. Fair.
Oh,
Just not bring up the big one.
Well, will?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been talked about to death.
Yep.
I gotta make hamburgers.
I gotta eat hamburgers.
I think I'm good.